Chapter 11 The Seventh Elder Tang Lai. You are listening at novelfull.audio. While mentally locking the three of them, Han Yu snapped his fingers, fire was born from the heart, and the three of them stopped what they were doing, covering their hearts and groaning in pain. It's a pity that they have no chance of survival. Han Yu waved his hand, and the fallen heart flame burned the three of them to death. Ahem. After doing all this, Han Yu staggered. In continuous fighting, I have lost a lot of soul power and mental power. I have to rush back as soon as possible. The soul ring will dissipate in an hour, and before that, he must maintain the most perfect state. Teacher, your trophy. Yi Lingling picked up the soul guide that the three of them had dropped and handed it to Han Yu. The fallen heart flame can damage the soul guide. It was not used when it killed the disciples of the Qibao glazed sect, resulting in no harvest. Right now, it can be considered open. Returning to the cave, Han Yu quickly sat down cross-legged. There's still more than half an hour left, so we have to hurry up and recover. Yi Lingling was watching over him, and from time to time he would apply healing effects to Han Yu to restore as much soul power as possible for him. During this period, Han Yu also tried to use the second martial soul's fallen heart flame to pull the soul ring, but it had no effect. The strange fire martial soul cannot absorb soul rings. Han Yu didn't pay much attention to this. After all, strange fire is not a thing of Douluo continent. Just like Electrolux, it can exert powerful destructive power without a soul ring. The next morning, two figures appeared at the location where Han Yu was fighting with Tang Li and others. Seventh Elder, Lier and the others' auras disappeared here. Tang Wan, the elder of the Haotian sect, cupped his hands and said. The seventh elder frowned. There is a very strong fire attribute aura around here, and there are traces of dragging corpses on the ground. Could it be that Lier and the others were attacked by a fire attributed soul beast? Not far away, there was a stronger fire attribute aura. Before seeing the corpse, it seemed that the theory of a soul beast attack was more tenable. Tang Wan was a little heartbroken. Among the three people, Tang Bing was his son, but now he didn't know whether he was alive or dead. Seventh Elder, not many trees here have fallen. It is most likely not caused by spirit beasts. Tang Wan looked around and said, it can drag the body of a large soul beast. If it is a soul beast, it must be even bigger. The seventh elder did not come to a conclusion, but walked towards the territory of the fire bird. Sure enough, there were human footprints on the ground. Judging from the footprints, they happened to be a man and a woman. If I remember correctly, the life of this flaming flying bird should reach 26,000 years. The seventh elder said solemnly, his clear sky hammer comes with fire attribute abilities. He had naturally searched for the location of the soul beast for the soul ring. This flaming bird escaped because it was not a power-type soul beast. With this age, could he be a soul saint who is about to be promoted? Lier and the others. Tang Wan hesitated to speak. The three soul kings faced the quasi-soul saints, and the result was clear. Follow the traces and I want to see who dares to attack the people of our Haotian sect. Tang Lai said coldly. On the other side, Han Yu, who was absorbing the soul ring, was completely unaware of this. In his sea of consciousness, he was currently competing with the remnant soul of the flaming flying bird. This is my sea of consciousness. A mere outsider dares to make a mistake. Absorbing a soul ring that is more than 10,000 years old will cause soul shock. Han Yu, who had been prepared for this, would definitely not be afraid of the flying birds. Looking at Han Yu with a ferocious look on his face, Yi Lingling on the side held his hands in front of his chest and said with a worried look on his face, Teacher Han, please don't worry about absorbing soul rings. Suddenly, there was a sound outside the cave. Seventh Elder, the footprints are broken here, and the body of the soul beast has also disappeared. A strong man is coming. Yi Lingling's beauty suddenly turned pale. Once someone discovers this place, with her skills as an auxiliary soul master, she will naturally not be able to resist. However, the structure of this cave is very clever, and the movement inside will not be transmitted to the outside. As for the entrance of the cave, Han Yu had already set up a barrier with strange fire. Unless a high-level soul master specializes in spiritual power, no one will find the trace. Due to Han Yu's cautious character, after pulling the soul ring out of the corpse, he put the corpse into the soul guide. Naturally, the 7 elders and 2 outsiders gained nothing. Damn it! The 7th elder swung the clear sky hammer and smashed it against the tree trunk nearby. Tang Li and the others are the best among the younger generation of Haotian sect. Now that the Haotian sect has closed the mountain, the disciples' cultivation resources are far less than before. And Tang Li and the others occupied a lot of resources. Now that they were killed, it was not just as simple as losing 3 disciples. Search, as long as they are not from the Shangsan sect and Wuhuan Palace, kill them all. I would rather kill them by mistake than miss one. I don't believe it. They will never come out. Seeing that the movement from the outside world disappeared, Yi Lingling breathed a sigh of relief. Of course, she wouldn't foolishly stick her head out to check. At night, Han Yu's aura was completely stable, and his soul power had reached level 54. Phew, absorbing soul rings beyond the level, I didn't expect there to be so many benefits. My current soul power is more than twice as pure as before. Teacher Han, behind your back. Yi Lingling wanted to tell what happened during the day, but unexpectedly, a pair of fiery red wings sprouted from Han Yu's back. Turning around, the moment Han Yu saw the wings, his eyes couldn't help but reveal a hint of joy. These wings are like a part of his body, completely controlled by him. Externally attached soul bones, these are externally attached soul bones. Xiaozhao's 3-level soul absorption ring that has exceeded 500 years has externally attached soul bones. I have surpassed it for more than 10,000 years. Because Han Yu is always awake when absorbing the soul bone, the attached soul bone was perfectly integrated with his body. With a thought, the attached soul bone was taken into his body. Lingling, this is an external soul bone. It does not belong to any other soul bone. It exists independently. It will not occupy the 6 major soul bone positions in the body. Teacher Han, this is the first time I've heard of externally possessed soul bones. This is normal. After all, the rarity of externally attached soul bones on the Douluo continent is comparable to that of 100,000-year-old soul bones. The value is only slightly lower than a 100,000-year soul bone. If cultivated properly, it is not impossible for the externally attached soul bone to advance to 100,000 years. Listening to the theory coming from Han Yu's mouth, Yi Langling's eyes shone, and she joked with a smile, I didn't expect that Teacher Han not only has extraordinary talent in cultivation, but also has such a solid theoretical foundation. I just take it as a compliment. By the way, nothing happened when I was absorbing the soul ring, right? Hearing this, Yi Lingling suddenly remembered. She frowned slightly and told what happened to the 7th elder and others during the day. Of course, she didn't know who this 7th elder was. We can't stay here anymore. We have to leave the Star Doe forest as soon as possible while they are searching elsewhere. Han Yu frowned and then leaned out of the cave. Seeing that everything nearby was calm, he quickly pulled Yi Lingling out. Run. The Haotian sect is a typical example of beating the younger ones to the older ones. Even if the older ones can't beat you, there are still older ones. If you still win, then they still have the ability to rejuvenate themselves. In short, these guys are typical and only allow the state officials to set fires, but do not allow the common people to light lamps. Chapter 12 Fighting Against the 7th Elder. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Inside Nodding College, after searching for Han Yu for a month without success, Tang San suddenly became furious and said, Han Yu, you can hide. You can't hide from the 1st grade, but you can't hide from the 15th day. If I, Tang San, don't kill you, I will be in vain as my teacher's disciple. These days, he has prepared many hidden weapons to increase the success rate of assassinations. Unfortunately, his target did not appear. In his current state, he was looking around with his sword in a daze. Third brother, I've been looking for you for a long time. Why are you hiding in the woods? Xiao Wu ran over, panting. This is the most secluded place in the academy, and it is also the perfect place to assassinate Han Yu during the day. Tang San spent a lot of time here this month. The moment he saw Xiao Wu, Tang San couldn't help but smile. Teacher said that my martial spirit is a plant. If you practice in a place with many plants, you will get twice the result with half the effort, so I have been practicing here these days. Isn't this the Wuhuan mimicry theory? Needless to say, this most common theory in the Advanced Soul Master Academy has long been proposed by Master Jade himself. Let me ask, Yu Xiaogang is only half a century old now, how did he take a theory that has existed for thousands of years as his own? Could it be that he can't time travel? After hearing the explanation, Xiao Wu's resentment of searching for someone dissipated a bit. Third brother, the master called us over, it seems he was talking about graduation. Graduation? Tang San thought about it carefully and realized that he had been at Notting College for almost 6 years without knowing it. We have been invited by several intermediate Soul Master Academies before. I don't know which one the teacher will recommend us to go to. Tang San murmured. Soon, they arrived at Yu Xiaogang's dormitory. At this time, Yu Xiaogang's front teeth had been filled in, and he felt much more energetic. Mistress, what have you been doing these days? Are you slacking off? Yu Xiaogang said with a serious face. Before Tang San could speak, Xiao Wu repeated what he had said before. I see. According to the theory I proposed, Xiao San, your cultivation speed should be faster, right? Tang San nodded. These days, he has not relaxed, but is looking for opportunities while practicing soul power. How many levels are you now? Yu Xiaogang was only a 29th level Great Soul Master. Ever since Tang San entered the realm of Great Soul Masters, he could no longer feel it. Level 28. Third brother, I am also level 28. You are all good kids. Junior San, your study career at Notting College is coming to an end. What are your plans next? Do you want to explore the mainland, or continue studying? The most numerous Soul Masters and Great Soul Masters in Douluo continent were the Soul Masters and Great Soul Masters. With Tang San's cautious temperament, Yu Xiaogang felt more at ease. Teacher, my current strength is still very weak. I need to continue to study in a Soul Master Academy. Several intermediate Soul Master Academies have admitted me and Xiao Wu unconditionally. Do you have any good suggestions? Tang San asked. Yu Xiaogang already had a plan in his mind. He said, it's good not to be arrogant or impetuous. But Xiao San, you don't want to go to any of these intermediate Soul Master Academies. Yu Xiaogang continued, are you confused? I won't let you go because there is a better place to go. Master, what academy is this? Xiao Wu asked nervously. A strong Contra or above could see through her identity, but she didn't dare go to an academy with Contra-strong men. It's Shrek Academy. It is said that among the students who graduated there, the one with the highest achievement is already the youngest elder of Wuhuan Palace. Tang San exclaimed, Teacher, you said that the elders of Wuhuan Palace are all titled Douluo level experts. My God, there is actually an academy that can cultivate such experts. In fact, this was enough to amaze him. Shrek Academy was only established 20 years ago and only accepts students under the age of 13, calculating the time, the oldest graduating student is only 33 years old. This is comparable to Tang Hao, a 44-year-old mainland young titled Douluo, who is a full 11 years faster. Shrek Academy is really terrifying. Seeing that the effect was good, Yu Xiaogang continued, Xiao San, this academy only recruits monsters. As for this monster, it is a genius under the age of 13 with a soul power exceeding level 21. Therefore, this academy only recruits geniuses. College. Yu Xiaogang naturally knew that with his ability, he could not let Tang San participate in the Soul Master competition. It would be better to use Shrek Academy as a chicken to improve the channels for him to prove himself. Master, since we only recruit geniuses, then is the Dean of Shrek Academy a Contra-level Soul Master? Xiao Wu asked hurriedly. Tang San was also a little curious about this. Contra is already a peak powerhouse. If he gets the guidance of such a powerhouse, his cultivation will improve faster. Yu Xiaogang didn't know what Flanders' strength was now, but it was absolutely impossible to break through Contra. It should be Soul Saint. Okay, you should prepare to review as soon as possible. If you want to graduate from Notting College, you need to take the exam. Teacher, don't worry. With your guidance, it's just a test. It's enough for me. Tang San smiled confidently. That's right. Looking at the outline of Soul Beast Town in front of him, Han Yu took Yingling's hand and sped up. In the small town, there are masters from Wuhuan Palace and even Tiando Empire. Haotian sect was forced to close the mountain by Wuhuan Palace, so naturally they did not dare to appear in Wuhuan Palace's sight. Are you running so fast because you feel guilty? The figure of the seventh elder appeared on the only way to the Soul Beast Town. He knew that the murderers were a man and a woman, and for this reason many people in the Star Doe Forest had already been murdered by him, but he always felt that he had not found the murderer. He simply waited near the exit, but he didn't expect to get an unexpected reward. What are you guilty of? Han Yu frowned. We are just here to hunt the soul beasts. After we are done, we should return quickly. Huh, you sharp-tongued boy, go to hell. A flaming clear sky hammer appeared in the hands of the seventh elder. Without any explanation, the clear sky hammer hit Han Yu. Haotian sect is a bunch of rats. Han Yu cursed angrily in his heart, grabbed Yingling's hand, and quickly ran towards the forest. The seventh elder Tang Lai is a high-level soul Douluo. He is only a 54th level soul king and is not qualified to fight at all. Can you run away? Just kill Lear and pay for it with your life. Naturally, Tang Lai would not let the two of them go. What's more, he also took out the clear sky hammer. Once the news of Heoshenzong's birth leaks out, Wuhuan Palace will not let them go. Contra's speed is faster than mine, and Han Yu also needed to protect Yingling's safety, so it was completely impossible to throw him away. There is no other way. This is the only way. That while Han Yu was running away, he kept releasing flames from his palms in the direction of the seventh elder. He was betting that the fallen heart flame could explode with his own flame. Seeing that the fire was almost spread, Han Yu made a thought in his mind, and an inner fire was generated in Tang Lai's body. Aha! The sudden stinging pain made Tang Lai stop. I will update it at 12 noon in the future. I feel like there will be fewer people reading at night. Chapter 13 Golden Crocodile Douluo. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Han Yu knew that with his ability to control fire, he could not kill the seventh elder, and this inner fire only appeared for a moment before he took it back. Seeing that there was no abnormality in the body, the seventh elder didn't think much and continued the pursuit. Good opportunity. Han Yu quickly threw out the fallen heart eye in his hand, and right in front of the seventh elder, there happened to be a burst of soul power flames. He himself is a fire attribute soul master, so he is not afraid of Han Yu's soul fire, but this time, he miscalculated. The moment the strange fire came into contact with the soul fire, although there was no explosion as imagined, the scorching temperature instantly burned Tang Lai. You're lucky. Seizing the opportunity, Han Yu took Yingling and rushed towards the exit on the other side. Although the strange fire can burn a contra-level soul master to death, the opponent will not stand there stupidly waiting to die. Tang Lai's reaction speed was extremely fast. When he saw something was wrong, he quickly pulled away, but even so, his body still suffered severe burns. In fact, he knew very well that Han Yu was just a soul king, not a soul saint. With the soul king's body, he wants to absorb 26,000 soul rings. This has never happened in the history of Douluo continent. Even if Tang Lai didn't think that Han Yu and the other two were the murderers, they must die if they offended the Haotian sect. Seeking death. Regardless of the injuries on his body, the seventh elder quickly pursued him. As for the flame thing just now, he didn't pay too much attention to it. He just regarded it as a life-saving thing given by the other party's family and could only be used once. Another entrance to the Star Forest. Compared to the Soul Beast Town, this place is relatively secluded, but from time to time, young soul beasts will emerge from the forest. An old man and a young man got off the carriage and walked straight into the forest. You're incompetent me, let me find a way for you. At your age, you can use the blood of the Golden Crocodile King's soul beast to evolve your martial soul. The old man looked at the girl in front of him with a kind expression. In recent years, the old man has been worried a lot because of the girl's martial spirit. Even for that theory, the old man did not hesitate to send people to turn the Star Doe Forest upside down. Hard work paid off, and now he finally found his goal. Grandpa, my innate soul power has reached level 7. Even if my martial soul does not evolve into the same as yours, my strength will not be weaker. The girl couldn't help but mutter. Okay. The old man responded with a smile, the 7th level of innate soul power. If nothing unexpected happens, the 89th level peak soul Douluo will be the end of his granddaughter's training in this life. The old man was obviously unwilling to accept his granddaughter, so he stopped here. As the two of them continued to go deeper into the Star Do forest, the old man's vigilance could not help but become higher. Suddenly, the old man looked to his side warily. 9 soul rings, yellow, purple, black, black and red, appeared at his feet. Han Yu and Yi Lingling rushed out of the bushes on the side. When he saw the old man in front of him, he couldn't help but froze on the spot. The old man's martial soul is wearing golden armor and has a terrifying crocodile face. Just one look at it can make people feel terrified. Golden Crocodile Douluo. Han Yu was startled and found the girl behind the old man. With Golden Crocodile Douluo's strength, he naturally no longer needs a soul ring, but the soul power of the girl behind him has also reached level 27. You don't even need a soul ring, why come to the Star Do forest? Before he could think about it, Tang Lai was already chasing after him. Haotian hammer, mess with the cloak. Tang Lai raised the clear sky hammer in his hand and struck it down. It just so happened that Han Yu and the two were located very close to the Golden Crocodile. At such a distance, Han Yu was relieved. Naturally, Golden Crocodile didn't want anyone to threaten his granddaughter, so he swung the clear sky hammer away with a flick of his tail. People from the Haotian sect still dare to walk on the mainland, pretending that my spirit hall does not exist. Jean Crocodile said slowly. The sound, as loud as a bell, was frightening. In this case, Han Yu knew that Golden Crocodile Douluo's target had shifted to the 7th elder. Staying any longer will not do them any good. He bowed slightly to Golden Crocodile Douluo, and then he pulled Yi Lingling and ran out of the forest. Tang Lai wanted to pursue him again, but it was a pity that his attack just now had angered Golden Crocodile Douluo. Jean Crocodile didn't care that Han Yu used him to block the gun, but Tang Lai's method just now had threatened his granddaughter, which was unforgivable. Senior Jean Crocodile. When Tang Lai saw that man, he suddenly broke out in cold sweat and knelt on the ground trembling. Are you, the Haotian sect, planning to make a comeback? Jean Crocodile snorted coldly. Senior Jean Crocodile, 3 disciples of my Haotian sect came to the Star Do forest for training, but there was no news after that. I am just here to look for traces of the disciples, not because the Haotian sect wants to leave the mountain. Tang Lai said tremblingly. The purpose of Golden Crocodile coming here is for his granddaughter. He didn't know if the Haotian sect had any backups in the Star Do forest. Once encountered, his granddaughter will be in danger. However, death penalty can be avoided and life penalty cannot be escaped. The Golden Crocodile stretched out its sharp claws, a golden scratch flashed past, and Tang Lai's entire right hand was chopped off. Tang Lai's entire strength lies in his 2 hammers. Without one hand, his strength will be greatly reduced. Go away. If I see that there are people from the Haotian sect in the Star Do forest, then the army of Wuhuan Palace will arrive at the gate of the Haotian sect in the near future. Thank you, Senior. Tang Lai endured the pain, put his severed right arm into the soul guide, turned around and fled quickly. Soul Beast Town. Finally, there was no danger. Han Yu breathed a sigh of relief. If it weren't for the sudden appearance of Golden Crocodile Douluo, they might have had to spend a lot of effort to escape. However, if the people of the Haotian sect were bumped into by the Wuhuan Palace, there would probably be some drama. Teacher Han, why did we go back to the town instead of returning directly to the college through the exit? Yi Lingling didn't know where the college was. She only knew that the nearby Tsanhui College was not far from here. Come here and rent a car. The college is still a long way from here. Now that he was free, he put his spiritual power into the soul guides of the 3 of them. Apart from some daily necessities, there are only some gold soul coins left in the soul guide. It's a pity that there is no secret book on the random cloak hammering technique. Before leaving, the 2 of them each booked a room in the hotel. After being in the forest for so long, my body already stinks. Returning to the academy like this, he is not ashamed of himself. That afternoon, Han Yu picked a carriage that looked good. The 2 of them embarked on their return journey. 2 adults, do you need to drive faster? After the carriage drove out of Soul Beast Town, the coachman smiled and stuck his head into the carriage and asked. Han Yu frowned. you can go faster, but if you stick your head into the car without permission, we will get off immediately. Yes, sir. Han Yu investigated for a while, and he always felt that there was something wrong with this coachman, but this man did not have any soul power fluctuations and was just an ordinary person. Chapter 14 Soul Ring Car. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It's late afternoon. Han Yu flicked his finger on the soul guide provided by the system. A small fiery red figure appeared in his hand. This is the larvae left behind after Huan sacrificed himself. It had been sleeping before and only woke up today, having lost 100,000 years of cultivation. This little guy's strength is not even that of a 10-year soul beast. This is the larvae of a soul beast. Teacher Han, do you want to raise it? The appearance of the larvae is not very obvious, and Yi Lingling cannot tell what kind of soul beast it is, but the cultivation speed of soul beasts is slow, and even ancient ferocious beasts will have to wait for hundreds of years before they can show a certain level of combat effectiveness. Therefore, no one in Douluo continent would be stupid enough to keep soul beasts in captivity. After all, even the soul beasts kept in captivity by the first master of the Qibao glazed sect are only at the 1,000-year level today. The third soul ring seems to have a low age limit. It's nothing, just treat it as a hobby. Han Yu replied with a smile. Hui Yinha's soul has been integrated into his body along with the soul ring. Even if this little guy can grow into a 100,000-year soul beast again, it will not be the same Hui Yinha. As for using Tang San's method to revive it, Han Yu would not do this. His agreement with Hui Yinha was to resurrect him in the God realm and resurrect him in the Douluo continent, which was against the original agreement. Little one, you are hungry, let's eat. Before leaving, Han Yu prepared food for it. Having this little guy here can add some fun to the boring journey. Yi Lingling even took it into his arms and ravaged it like a pet. Before I knew it, it was already late at night. The temperature in the entire carriage increased instead of falling. Teacher Han, why is it so hot? Sweat was dripping from Yi Lingling's face. Han Yu carefully looked at the carriage and found that there was a fluctuation in soul power. I see, this is the soul ring car. How can a soul ring be attached to a car? Yi Lingling couldn't help but wonder as Han Yu made a surprising statement. The so-called soul ring car refers to the number of people who died in the car. One person is one soul ring, and this car probably has no less than 9 soul rings. Did you notice that the car actually stopped moving a long time ago? At first, Han Yu thought that the carriage was driving at a constant speed on the flat road, but now that he thought about it, the driver must be preparing to kill people and get goods. After all, soul masters are the richest group on the continent. If you attack soul masters, the benefits will be very high. Han Yu pulled the car curtain, but was blocked by a layer of soul power. This carriage is just a soul guide, more like a microwave oven. See if I don't break it open for you. Outside the carriage, a group of people had already gathered around. Most of them are soul masters, and these people are constantly transferring soul power into the soul guide. As for the driver, he ran up to a big man and said, Master Wang, we have already arrived. The big man surnamed Wang smiled and said, Xiao Hu, you did a good job. Your tasks for this month have been exceeded. Next, just have a good rest. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. The coachman thanked him repeatedly. However, he didn't know what rest meant by the big man. When he turned to leave, a flash of sword flashed behind him, and in a look of horror, his head fell to the ground. A mere ordinary person dares to negotiate terms with us. If you increase your soul power, these two guys must be very rich. Bang! Suddenly, the entire carriage exploded. Han Yu held the fire cloud stick and stood on the wreckage of the carriage. Hey, it seems that I have stabbed a den of thieves. The number of these gangsters actually reached 30, and they were obviously organized and disciplined. Although the big man named Wang was a little surprised, there were many of them, and Han Yu only had 2 of them. Be wise, hand over all your belongings, and then use up your soul power. I can let you leave safely. Didn't your mother tell you not to listen to bad people? Han Yu said with a smile. The big man is not as strong as the soul master, and among the others, there are many more than 10 levels of soul masters. This strength is simply not enough. I have to say, your routine is the most novel I have ever seen. Wow, such a good soul ring car. Han Yu knew that he had been tricked, but it was harmless. As soon as he finished speaking, he lightly snapped his fingers with his right hand. Ah, the big man's men burst into flames one by one. What's going on? What did you do? The big man raised his eyebrows and looked a little ugly. Go to hell and ask the king of hell. Half a month later, a carriage drove in and arrived in front of Notting City. The two people sitting in the car were naturally Han Yu. Since the soul ring car incident, the journey for more than half a month has become much more peaceful. Although entering Notting City is not like those big cities that charge a gold soul coin as an entrance fee, it is somewhat interesting for ordinary people to enter the city. Han Yu opened the curtain, and the moment the guard saw his face, they all gathered around him respectfully. Director Han, you are back. There are not many soul masters in Notting City, and they are basically concentrated in the academy and Wuhuan Hall. As the academic director of the college, Han Yu naturally has many people who want to use him to get through the back door. Director Han, these are the game I brought in my spare time, please accept them. The guard captain enthusiastically stuffed the hare into the carriage. His son awakened his martial soul this year. Although he only had half a level of innate soul power, he could at least become a soul master. At the beginning, his son's admission procedures were handled here by Han Yu. No need, I have things to do back at the academy, so I'll leave first. After saying that, Han Yu's carriage quickly passed through the city gate. It's been almost 2 months since I left the academy. I don't know how the academy is doing. Teacher Han, your college is actually located in such a small border town. Although Yi Lingling was a little confused, she was relieved when she thought of the Tiando Royal Academy in the mountains. Han Yu's college might be located in a small city like this to prevent students from comparing themselves to each other. Han Yu scratched his head and smiled awkwardly. You'll know when the time comes. He now only hopes that Yi Lingling will not leave immediately after seeing the words Junior Soul Master Academy. He will leave the academy by the end of this year's studies at the latest. As for the future, he can definitely join a high-level Soul Master Academy as a teacher. The carriage stopped in front of the gate of Notting College, and the two got out of the carriage. Seeing the garish words, Yi Lingling froze on the spot. This is not some kind of advanced Soul Master Academy opened in a small town. It is clearly the local Junior Soul Master Academy. After coming back to his senses, Yi Lingling looked at Han Yu. Han Yu did say that he was a teacher at the college, but he did not ask what college it was. Not even asking whether the college is junior or senior. Ahem, Lingling, this is my college. Han Yu was turned sideways and said with an embarrassed look on his face. Yi Lingling said, Teacher Han. Chapter 15 The Way to Death. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Han Yu's own strength plus his talent. He is enough to become a genius of a generation. If you follow him to practice, the effect will be much better than that of the Advanced Soul Master Academy. After all, the Advanced Soul Master Academy has no precedent of letting a teacher guide one person in cultivation. And following Han Yu meant she had a personal teacher. Yi Lingling is not a fool, and she can clearly see the pros and cons. Teacher Han, I have already agreed to join your college, so how can I go back on my words? As for senior or junior, as long as Teacher Han is here, there is no difference. I'm too worried. Come on, I'll take you around the academy. Seeing Han Yu, who had been missing for 2 months, reappear, many teachers in the college rushed to tell each other. The dean, second only to the dean here, naturally has countless people who want to have a good relationship with him. In this way, almost everyone in the academy knows it. Tang San, who had been waiting for the opportunity, suddenly lit up. Han Yu, it's great that you came back before I graduate. If you insult the teacher, you already have a way to die. On the other side, Han Yu brought Yi Lingling to the dean's office. Whether he comes back to resume his job or arranges accommodation in the college for Yi Lingling, he needs the approval of Dean Peifeng. Director Han, it seems that you have a lot of opportunities this time. Even I can't see through your strength. Peifeng smiled and greeted him. Han Yu smiled and said, Thank you for your concern, Dean. I was just lucky this time, and I got some opportunities by fishing in troubled waters. He would not speak out about his own strength. Once the 100,000-year soul ring is exposed, the knowledgeable Tang Mouse will definitely jump out. Dean, this is Ling Ling. The friend I met in the forest this time, her strength has reached Soul Master. I still have some theories to add these days, so let her teach me. Han Yu had discussed this matter with Yi Lingling before entering the house, and it was not his impromptu decision. The standard for recruiting teachers into the Junior Soul Master Academy is that the soul power has reached level 20 or above, regardless of age. Yi Lingling summoned his martial soul and soul ring, and Pei Feng immediately agreed. However, he pulled Han Yu aside and whispered, "Director Han, if such a young soul master has no relationship with you, you should not let her stay in our small temple. A graduate of the Senior Soul Master Academy, right? It's a chance for her to become stronger, not to mention that she can participate in the Soul Master competition." Han Yu naturally knew these. But he just came back and it was hard to mention his resignation. "Dean, I know." Pei Feng patted Han Yu on the shoulder, turned around and said, "Teacher Yi, if you don't mind, you can live in the dormitory next to Teacher Han. The environment there is pretty good and suitable for your usual practice." "Yes, Dean." After sending Yi Lingling back to the dormitory, Han Yu rushed to the academic affairs office without stopping. If he wants to do his job in his position, he will naturally not mess up. However, during the 2 months since he left, many teachers who had long-standing grudges against Tang San and Xiao Wu came to him to complain. "It's really too much. They didn't even attend a single class during the 2 months I was away. According to the rules of the academy, they can be expelled." This was a done deal, but Pei Feng felt that both Tang San and Xiao Wu were geniuses in the academy, and he wanted to use their future achievements to help recruit students. Han Yu just wanted to say to this, if you knew that after Tang San became a god, he even forgot about the nodding Junior Soul Master Academy, I don't know what you would think. Han Yu would not look down upon such an ungrateful person. "I will be placed on probation. If I commit the crime again, I will be expelled immediately." With Han Yu's assurance, the teachers became a little quieter. A junior college student is like a primary school student on Blue Star. At this age, no matter whether you are a genius or not, you still have to take the classes you should take. As for Tang San, not only did he not attend class, he used advanced mathematics, high-level soul master theories, to embarrass the teacher. Teachers may not be ignorant, but at this stage, talking about these issues is meaningless. Dong dong, that there was a knock on the door, and Tang San arrived. All the teachers stepped aside one after another, fearing that others would know that Tang San was their student. "Tang San, you came just in time. After discussion, this is the punishment given to you by the academy." With that, Han Yu handed the punishment notice to Yu Tang San. Tang San didn't look at it, but said with cold eyes, "Han Yu, apologize to my teacher." "Yu Xiaogang." Han Yu said with a smile, "Is there anything I can do to him that I need to apologize to?" Mo Hen pulled Tang San and said with an ugly expression, "Tang San, why are you talking to Director Han?" Tang San said angrily, "Teacher Mo, that guy Han Yu insulted my teacher and even knocked out his teeth. How can someone with such a bad behavior become a teacher in the academy?" "Humph, Tang San, please don't make irresponsible remarks here. We saw clearly what happened in the office that day. It was Yu Xiaogang who repeatedly provoked and even overturned Director Han's desk. The disciple of such a despicable person, how can he really be okay? Where to go?" One teacher yelled angrily. "Humph, Han Yu, just wait." After saying that, Tang San left angrily. For a person who had a way to kill himself, Tang San wouldn't have said much to him, but he found that there were always people around Han Yu, and once he took action, he would easily be suspected. At this time, by putting his relationship with Han Yu in the open, he can dispel other people's suspicions to a certain extent. As for Han Yu really apologizing, that's the same, he must be killed if he deserves it. It seems I have a way to die. Han Yu smiled inwardly. Wanhua system releases a new mission. Ask the host to destroy Tang San's blue silvergrass martial spirit within 1 month. If the mission is completed, the burning technique will be rewarded. If the mission fails, the host's second martial soul will be deducted. Tang San, you'd better be more honest, otherwise. Director Han, Tang San and Yu Xiaogang are both of the same virtue. Why don't you go talk to the dean and drive them out of the academy? Many teachers said one after another, if students have poor grades, it's the teacher's problem, but if there's a problem with their character, it's their parents' problem. Han Yu waved his hand, okay, it's time to go to class, don't delay the course progress. Teacher Mo, come with me. Mo Hen is generally responsible for the logistics of the dormitory. Han Yu asked him to come out because he naturally wanted him to take care of Yi Lingling. As expected, Tang San still didn't attend class this afternoon. He hid near Han Yu's dormitory, ready to take action at any time, but the first person he waited for was not Han Yu, but Mo Hen and a strange female face. There is a new teacher in the academy, an auxiliary soul master. After hearing the conversation between the two, Tang San learned that Yi Lingling was a healing soul master, and that the martial spirit was a strange-looking crabapple flower. Is this a mutated martial spirit? I'll have to ask the teacher later. Now that Han Yu was back, Tang San wasn't afraid that he wouldn't be able to find anyone while squatting. Chapter 16 Tang San's cultivation went awry. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At night, Tang San still didn't notice Han Yu's figure. Just when he turned around and was about to step forward to check, he found that a figure had already appeared behind him. Classmate Tang San, I didn't expect you to like peeping. The visitor was naturally Han Yu. Tang San was by no means the kind of person who would give up. The Tang sect's hidden weapons were good at sneak attacks. With the intention of giving it a try, he actually found Tang San. The burning technique rewarded by the system is a fire control skill, which he must obtain. Since Tang San was unkind, don't blame him for being unjust. If Han Yu is to blame, it's your lack of eyesight. Remember to keep your eyes open in the next life. Tang San quickly finished winding the silent sleeve arrow on his wrist, raised his wrist slightly, and shot several arrows exuding cold air at Han Yu. In order to prevent Han Yu from having a chance to fight back, Tang San even added poison to the surface of the hidden weapon. As long as the arrow is hit, it will turn into a pool of pus in a matter of seconds. TSK, classmate Tang San, you're not hot enough. Han Yu, who had been on guard for a long time, how could he let Tang San succeed? The strength of the 54th level Soul King was not something that a great soul master like Tang San could shake. Seeing the arrow being caught by Han Yu, Tang San's expression turned gloomy to the extreme. The speed of his shot just now was definitely unexpected. If Han Yu could catch it, his strength must not be as simple as it seems on the surface. However, mechanical concealed weapons are not his only means. Whoosh! Countless hidden weapons were taken out from his soul guide and tilted down towards Han Yu. Okay, I won't play with you anymore. Han Yu put away the smile on his face and lightly snapped his fingers with his right hand. For a moment, the heartbreaking pain caused Tang San to collapse to the ground. Han Yu didn't want to kill him. He could finally see that Tang San was his experience baby. As long as Tang San was still alive, the system would inevitably issue more tasks, but, how to destroy Tang San's blue-silver grass martial spirit? Tang San, who still had consciousness, kept summoning blue-silver grass. Unfortunately, the moment blue-silver grass appeared, it was burned to ashes by the strange fire. Then, destroy your blue-silver emperor bloodline. Tang San's blue-silver grass martial spirit was able to cultivate to a large extent because of the blue-silver emperor's bloodline in his body. Even without bloodline awakening, his blue-silver grass is far from comparable to other blue-silver grasses. Colorless flames instantly enveloped Tang San. Tang San's consciousness was also a little clearer at this moment. He actually felt that in the flames, his soul power was being tempered spontaneously. In addition, his cultivation speed was also getting faster. For a moment, he didn't know what Han Yu was thinking. It is simply too difficult to burn the blue-silver emperor's bloodline without killing Tang San. Han Yu sighed in his heart. However, after thinking about it, even if the blue-silver emperor's bloodline cannot be burned out, sealing this bloodline with strange fire can still destroy his martial spirit. As long as Tang San's blue-silver grass becomes weak, his mission will be completed. Tang San, who was thinking about how to fight back, suddenly felt a sense of loss in his heart, as if something was leaving him. The next moment, he lost consciousness. The mission is completed. The reward has been distributed to the soul guide. Please check the host. Name, Han Yu. Soul power, level 54, soul ring configuration, yellow, purple, red, and black, kung fu, none, martial spirit 1, fire cloud stick. Martial soul 2, fallen heart flame. Looking at Tang San lying on the ground, Han Yu helplessly shook his head. Tang San must not be left here, otherwise a brat like Yu Xiaogang would definitely pester him. It might even lead to Tang Hao, speechless all night. In a blink of an eye, it was the morning of the next day, Han Yu ended his training. In one night, he had mastered the technique of burning Ju to a basic level. The strange fire in the body also spontaneously merged into the burning technique during practice. The purity of the soul power in the body has made a qualitative leap. Han Yu's soul power also reached level 58. However, after continuous compression and training by the fallen heart flame, he suppressed his soul power to the 56th level. Douluo continent is a desert world of martial arts. With one martial art in hand, the speed of cultivation will be doubled. Tang Moatzi shouldn't be in Nodding City at this time. Otherwise, if Tang San was beaten, he would have jumped out long ago. After stretching, "It's a new day," the words were divided, and Tang San on the other side woke up on the roof of Chisha, rubbing his eyes. He actually couldn't remember what happened last night. Looking at the sun that was about to rise in the sky, Tang San's eyes lit up. Purple chi comes from the east, which is of great benefit to him in cultivating the purple demon eyes. Sitting down cross-legged, he quickly mobilized the soul power in his body. Ahem! The moment his soul power started to work, his throat sweetened and he spat out a mouthful of blood. Although the strange fire in his body has been cleaned up by Han Yu, the tendons and veins in his body have been burned by the strange fire. Once the soul power is activated, the injury will occur immediately. After a burst of screams, Tang San's figure rolled down from the roof. Xiao Wu, who had just returned to the dormitory in the morning, did not notice the situation above her head. Tang San fell unconsciously and hit her right on top. "Who hit me?" Xiao Wu stood up with difficulty, and was about to teach the blind people a lesson when she realized that this person was the unconscious Tang San. "Third brother, what's wrong with you?" That I don't know how much time passed, but Tang San slowly opened his eyes. The layout of the rooms around him was not a dormitory, but a dormitory. "Xiao San, you're awake, what happened?" Yu Xiaogang quickly stepped forward to ask. Tang San was Tang Hao's son. Once something went wrong, he, Yu Xiaogang, would have to face Tang Hao's revenge. Tang San himself didn't know what happened. Based on the location where Tang San fell, Xiao Wu guessed, "Master, there must be something wrong with the third brother's training." "Xiao San, why are you practicing in front of the sun?" Yu Xiaogang naturally didn't know about Xiantian Kung. He just thought that Tang San was suffering from hysteria. "Teacher," Tang San said in distress, "Xiantian Kung is his biggest secret, and he won't tell it." "Teacher, is there a new teacher in our academy?" Tang San suddenly asked. Yu Xiaogang had been staying in his room, so he didn't know about this. However, Xiao Wu, who had been fooling around in the academy, knew about this. "There is a new teacher here. He looks very young." Tang San grabbed Xiao Wu's hand and said, "Xiao Wu, she is a healing spirit master, call her quickly." "Healing soul master?" Yu Xiaogang was startled. After asking Xiao Wu, he quickly ran out of the room. In Nodding College, there were originally only auxiliary soul masters and no healing soul masters, and the cost of asking a healing soul master to take action is not something they can afford. For someone like you, prostitution for free is always more delicious than prostitution for money. Especially the 10 gold soul coins that Wuhuan Palace distributes to great soul masters every month are really nice to have in your hands. Yi Lingling, who had just arrived, naturally didn't know about guys like Yu Xiaogang. In addition, Han Yu was practicing, so she couldn't be disturbed. She didn't think much about the idea of saving lives and healing the wounded, so she followed Yu Xiaogang. Chapter 17: A Nest of Snakes and Rats. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Seeing Yi Lingling's arrival, Tang San quickly asked, "Teacher, I have a problem with my cultivation, please help me treat it." Yu Xiaogang put his hands behind his back, pretending to be profound and said, "Teacher Yi, Tang San is my disciple, please help him." The doctor was kind-hearted, and even though Yi Lingling didn't know Tang San's character, he was still willing to take action, and Yu Xiaogang claimed to be a teacher in the college and lived in the teacher's apartment, so Yi Lingling didn't think about anything else. The nine-hearted begonia martial spirit appeared in her hand, and then a burst of white light enveloped Tang San. Energy full of life breath was continuously injected into Tang San's body. At this time, Yi Langling also had a certain understanding of Tang San's injuries. The internal injuries in his body were serious, and it would never be possible for a problem to arise simply from practicing. After a while, Yi Lingling's face turned a little pale, her soul power was limited, and she could only heal most of Tang San. Teacher Yu, you are also a teacher in the academy. I will charge you 500 gold soul coins. 500 gold soul coins, why don't you grab it? Xiao Wu said angrily, to find a healing soul master, you need to pay. Otherwise, why do others consume so much soul power for charity? Besides, Yu Xiaogang and others were not Yi Lingling's friends. Considering that they were both teachers, charging 500 gold soul coins was definitely a low price. However, master and disciple Yu Xiaogang did not think so. Teacher Yi, we are all colleagues and we should help each other. How can you say you charge a fee? Tang San said, Teacher Yi, I am a student of Nodding College. If there is a problem with cultivation in the college should be responsible. How can you still charge money? But your injury was not caused by something going wrong in your cultivation. Yi Lingling rolled her eyes in her heart, she doesn't really care about money. With her soul master's strength, the 100 gold soul coins she received from Wuhuan Palace every month were enough for her living expenses. But whether she charges or not, and whether Yu Xiaogang is willing to pay, are two different things. Farewell. Yi Lingling turned around and walked out of the room without looking back. Regarding Yu Xiaogang's matter, she felt it was necessary to talk to Han Yu. 500 gold soul coins is a small amount, but such a good teacher will be in trouble if he fails to teach his students well. You actually want to collect money, does this guy know the rules? Seeing Yi Lingling leave, Yu Xiaogang cursed. That's right, third brother and I are both students of the academy, so why should she charge money? Xiao Wu also joined in. Tang San naturally felt the same way, however, he had a different idea. Teacher, I feel that her healing effect is stronger than that of ordinary healing soul masters, and her martial soul seems to be different from other begonia flower martial souls. Yu Xiaogang didn't know about Jiuxin begonia, so he just responded casually, the begonia flower martial spirit has a healing effect. Her martial spirit may have absorbed certain spirit rings, causing the appearance of the disease to change. Change it. But, mistress. She is only 16 years old. I plan to come forward and fight for her to be your teammate in the future. Teammate? Tang San asked in surprise. Yu Xiaogang nodded. Xiao San, I once told you that any powerful soul master has a team behind him. The healing effect of Teacher Yi is obviously stronger than that of ordinary healing soul masters. And the healing soul master, her cultivation speed is very slow, but if she can break through to the soul master at this age, it is assumed that her innate soul power will not be lower than level 8. This, teacher, that the innate soul power of an auxiliary soul master is at level 8 or 9, which is almost equivalent to the full innate soul power of a combat soul master. Once Yi Lingling grows up in the future, she will be a big nanny. Tang San naturally knew her role. But she is a teacher at the academy, and doesn't Shrek Academy only recruit soul masters under the age of 13? Yu Xiaogang put his hands behind his back and smiled confidently. Xiao San, there are naturally different standards for geniuses. Just leave it to me. I believe that if she can practice under my theory, she will definitely be able to become a Contra. A level healing soul master. Titled Douluo level healing soul masters were almost unheard of, and Yu Xiaogang was afraid that his reputation would be blown and he would be a little embarrassed. That's great, teacher. With teammates like this, Xiao Wu and I can fight against our opponents with confidence. Tang San looked excited, but he didn't notice that his blue-silver grass martial spirit had undergone some subtle changes. Teacher Han. Just after Han Yu came out of the dormitory after practicing, he saw Yi Lingling walking towards him. It's just right. It's getting late. Let's go eat first. We'll talk about it when we have something to eat. In the private room on the second floor of the nodding college cafeteria, Yi Lingling took the menu and said in shock, "The price of food here is so cheap. It's a small place after all. Just order whatever you want and I'll treat you." After Yi Lingling ordered the food, she immediately told her about treating Tang San today. "Yu Xiaogang, that guy is not a teacher in our college." "Not a teacher?" Yi Lingling looked stunned. She felt that she had been deceived. After thinking about it, she asked again, "Is Tang San a disciple of some big force, that if this was the case, it would be reasonable to arrange for Yu Xiaogang to teach him alone? Moreover, Tang San's own strength was not weak, and he was not like a civilian student." Han Yu had no intention of telling Tang San that he was Tang Hao's son. If there are too many people who know, Tang Hao will kill people and silence them, but once he had gathered more wool from Tang San, it would only take a matter of minutes to kill Tang Hao. Yu Xiaogang is an abandoned son of the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex family. The dean kept him in the academy for the sake of his family's sake. Tang San is his disciple, but Tang San is only a working student. How could such a genius appear among common people? Yi Lingling couldn't help but be a little surprised. "I advise you not to think too simplistically about Tang San. You have also seen Yu Xiaogang's virtues. Can the students he taught have normal outlook on life? You are not entangled with them now, which is considered good." Han Yu wrote, in the original time and space, after Tang San fought against the Huangdou team, he directly kidnapped Yi Lingling in order to save Xiao Wu, who was slightly injured. Does this guy deserve sympathy? And Qin Ming, Yi Lingling is still his student no matter what. He was still eating from the Tiando Royal Academy, so even if he wasn't standing behind Yi Lingling, he should still step in to stop Tang San's behavior. I have to say that snakes and rats always like to stay in the same den, and dogs really can't change their habit of eating shit. But why did Tang San have such serious internal injuries? It's not like he made a mistake in his practice, but like he practiced some kind of evil technique. Yi Lingling said suspiciously, "Han Yu would never admit that he did this. You don't need to worry about it. I guess Yu Xiaogang will come to you again. As for the 500 gold soul coins, do you need me to come forward?" Yi Lingling shook his head, "Forget it, I don't want to see them again, and I don't want these 500 gold soul coins." Chapter 18 The upper beam is not straight and the lower beam is crooked. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 500 gold soul coins is not a loss to see a person clearly. As for Yu Xiaogang still wanting her to treat him, unless the sun comes out in the west, there is no way. That guy Yu Xiaogang is very shameless. If he harasses you, remember to tell me. After finishing the meal, Han Yu still had a lot of things to do, and Yi Lingling also had to go back to recover his soul power. When the two came out of the private room, they happened to see Yu Xiaogang and Xiao Wu with a lunchbox in their hands. "Yu Xiaogang, bring food to your disciple." Han Yu greeted with a smile. Seeing Yi Lingling beside him, Yu Xiaogang finally understood what was going on. "Humph, Han Yu, Tang San is my disciple, you can't help but point fingers." With that said, Yu Xiaogang took out a somewhat old book and wanted to hand it to Yi Lingling. "Teacher Yi, this book contains my theories, which will be of great help to your practice." The most direct way for him to recruit Yi Lingling is to convince him with his theory. After that, Yi Lingling would think of Tang San and beg him to be his teacher. However, he stretched out his hand for a moment, but Yi Lingling had no intention of taking it. "Yu Xiaogang, you'd better go back and see Tang San. As for your theory, After saying that, Han Yu and the others passed him. All are plagiarized theories, nothing interesting about them. However, there is one item that he did not plagiarize: there are no useless martial spirits, only useless soul masters. Wouldn't it be nice to apply this sentence to him? As for Tang San in the future, without the blessing of the Blue-Silver Emperor's bloodline, it's hard to say whether his blue-silver grass can entangle people. Han Yu, just wait for me. If you want to debate, you are welcome at any time, but you'd better be prepared to avoid being caught by me plagiarizing." Han Yu did not turn around, but said casually. If Yu Xiaogang really wanted to humiliate himself, he wouldn't mind adding more fire. When he heard the word plagiarism, Yu Xiaogang's face twisted. His greatest pride is these theories stolen from Wuhuan Palace. If someone exposes them, they will really become a laughing stock. On the way, Yi Langling asked, Teacher Han, this Yu Xiaogang is a bit too stingy. He doesn't have the demeanor that a teacher should have at all. If Dao doesn't agree, let him go. As for his theory, it's in the college library. He shamelessly put it in, but everyone who saw it sneered at it. In other words, Tang San had never been exposed to the theory of soul masters since he was a child. Suddenly one day, someone told him something shocking, and he was naturally in awe of it. As for the matter of twin martial souls, Yu Xiaogang is more speculative. Even if he guessed wrong, a mere blue-silver grass soul master was not worthy of being his disciple. He had nothing to lose from a matter that could only be controlled by a word. It's just that Tang San was stupid and fell into his trap. If Yu Xiaogang was really capable, after 6 years at Notting Academy, would Tang San not want Xiao Wu to become his disciple? As for Xiao Wu, she didn't become a disciple even in the finale. After all, she is a 100,000-year soul beast, and she still knows most of the theories of soul masters. But this guy Yu Xiaogang shamelessly took it for himself, so she could only become a disciple. If it wasn't for Tang San's sake, Xiao Wu would have exposed him long ago. Yu Xiaogang is just a guy who likes to enjoy himself. The whole night was speechless, and the next day came in the blink of an eye. After a night's rest, Tang San was finally able to walk on the ground. However, whenever he practiced his soul power, his muscles and veins still ached. Damn Han Yu, it must be him. Tang San said angrily. After a night's rest, he also managed to remember what happened the night before. He failed to assassinate himself, and now he blames the person who was assassinated. Isn't that mean? Third brother, the master said that you need to seek treatment from Teacher Yi once before you can fully recover. Xiao Wu stood beside him, with some worry in her eyes. Xiao Wu, I know where Teacher Yi lives. Do you want to go with me? Tang San asked. Now that he had decided in his heart to make Yi Lingling his teammate, Tang San knew that there were some things that he needed to step forward for. Xiao Wu thought for a while. Class was boring anyway, so she might as well play with Tang San. As for their work as work-study students, with their strength, if they bully some students in the school, there will be someone to help clean up. So why do they need the 2 school bullies to do it themselves? Teacher's dormitory area. Yi Lingling tidied up her makeup, took her books and prepared to go to class. Unexpectedly, as soon as the door opened, Tang San and Xiao Wu blocked her door. Tang San, what's the matter with you? Yi Lingling couldn't help feeling disgusted by such rude behavior. Tang San smiled lightly and said, Teacher Yi, my injury has not recovered yet, and I still need you to treat me. Yi Lingling frowned slightly. Yu Xiaogang is thick-skinned, and his students are also thick-skinned. It is true that the upper beam is not straight and the lower beam is crooked. Classmate Tang San, I still need to go to class, you can find someone else. After saying that, Yi Lingling passed Tang San and walked towards the teaching building. Tang San was stunned for a moment, then immediately followed, Teacher Yi, my teacher said you are very young. If you stay here, your future achievements will be limited. The teacher wants to invite you to go to Shrek Academy with Xiao Wu and me. Go to school. Not interested in. Is the relationship between them very good? Yu Xiaogang began to arrange this and that for her. However, Tang San thought that he had not stated the key point, so he continued, Teacher Yi, Shrek Academy is an academy that only recruits geniuses, and the most powerful senior is now the youngest elder in Wuhuan Palace. Yi Lingling looked stunned. The weight of the elders of Wuhuan Palace is very heavy. After being briefly surprised, she suddenly thought that all the elders in Wuhuan Palace were not young, and there had been no news of the birth of a new title Douluo in recent years. Becoming a title Douluo means you can leave your name and title in the Douluo Palace. As the most coveted place in the Soul Master world, anyone who breaks through the title of Douluo will go to the Wuhuan Palace for the coronation ceremony. If there really was such a young title Douluo, how could Wuhuan Palace not build momentum for him? Besides, if Shrek Academy really cultivated title Douluo, how could their names not be spread on the mainland? After thinking about this, Yi Lingling looked at Tang San with some pity. Only Tang San would believe this kind of liar's words. Don't disturb the teacher's class. Tang San, please go back. Yi Lingling quickly left after speaking. It is a waste of time to talk to these people with incorrect views. Third brother, let's go back first. It will be good if the master comes forward on these matters. Xiao Wu took Tang San's hand and said. Tang San naturally didn't think there was anything wrong with his words, he just thought that he didn't know much about Shrek Academy and didn't speak out the advantages of Shrek Academy. Xiao Wu, are you going to class today? What class? I already know the theories in the class. Yes, the teacher has already taught us in advance. Chapter 19 Yu Xiaogang is shameless. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After learning that Tang San had not received treatment from Yi Lingling, Yu Xiaogang quickly ran out of the dormitory. Tang San was his darling, the best person to prove the theory. If something goes wrong, who will prove your theory? After many inquiries, Yu Xiaogang finally found the classroom where Yi Lingling taught. With a bang, he pushed open the classroom door. Teacher Yi, why don't you treat Tang San? That Yu Xiaogang asked. As a genius student in the academy, if something went wrong with Tang San, Yi Lingling should be responsible. Yi Lingling didn't like him well. Yu Xiaogang, please get out, this is a classroom. Let other teachers teach for you. You and I will go to treat Tang San first. Yu Xiaogang said with a strong attitude. Master, wait a minute, we are in class. Teacher Yi is the only healing soul master in the academy, and other teachers cannot hold her class. The student who spoke was a noble in Nodding City. Yu Xiaojiang's reputation for eating and waiting to die had long been spread, and no one would betray his reputation. Moreover, most of the people in the classroom are soul masters who have reached level 10 soul power and are considering absorbing the first soul ring. A soul master's first soul ring is very important and can basically determine the future development. After all, more than 90% of people may only have 1 or 2 soul rings in the future. They don't use 5 soul rings to try and make mistakes like Tang San did. The movement in the classroom quickly attracted the attention of other teachers. Many teachers looked a little unhappy when they saw Yu Xiaogang appearing in the teaching area. Master, you are not a teacher in the academy. Please leave the teaching area immediately. An older teacher stood up and said. Tang San is your student, not teacher Yes. Master, you'd better leave, lest Director Han trouble you. Mo Hen came over and advised. Humph, Xiaosan's internal injury has not healed. If the best opportunity for treatment is delayed, can you bear the responsibility? Yu Xiaogang shouted angrily. Teacher Huang, who had a good relationship with Han Yu, said angrily, Yu Xiaogang, you asked Teacher Yi to treat your disciple. You have denied the treatment fee of 500 gold soul coins. Now you have the nerve to ask Teacher Yi. Take action. I have never seen such a shameless person. Han Yu mentioned this matter while chatting in the office, and some teachers still knew about it. The noble student from before stood up and said, our family started by treating others. As long as there is default in payment, we will no longer treat anyone in the future no matter how high the remuneration is. I will send a message to my father now, people with such bad behavior must be resisted. Although what this student said is a bit harsh, many teachers think so. Yu Xiaogang eats and drinks for free in the college, and usually criticizes the teacher's work. He wants to make his reputation bad and get out of Nodding City. How dare you, I'm the dean's friend, you dare to talk to me like this? Fine, fine. Yu Xiaogang was furious. If it weren't for his own limited strength, he would definitely give these guys who look down on others some color. Please leave the teaching area immediately. Teacher Huang scolded sternly. Han Yu didn't know anything about what happened in the academy. At this moment, he was arriving at the Wuhuan Hall in Nodding City with Dean Pei Feng. In the Tiando Empire, only some big cities have the empire's Ministry of Education. In a small city like Nodding City, if you want your theory to be published, you must go through the Spirit Hall. Of course, the relationship between Wuhuan Palace and the city lord's mansion in the small city is very harmonious, and there is no intrigue like in Tiando City. The original person was very persistent in the research of Wuhuan theory. In addition, Han Yu's 4 years of teaching career, publishing a research report can be regarded as a successful conclusion to his experience. Dean Pei, Director Han, what brought you here? Hall Master Alto greeted the two with a smile. Pei Feng smiled and said, Director Han has made some progress in martial arts research and is here to express his theory. I am old, and with young people like Director Han around, I will be able to retire with peace of mind soon. Director Han is really young and promising. Please come in quickly. The scholars in the hall are all idle these days. Since it was not yet time to awaken the martial spirit, all the deacons, including Brother Tao, were resting in the hall. When passing by Cece's desk, Han Yu quickly turned away. This guy, because he became the director, showed his love to me countless times. As a time traveler, how dare Han Yu dare to steal Brother Tao's woman? However, Han Yu's status is one of the best in Notting City. Apart from the City Lord's mansion and the Spirit Hall, Notting College has the largest number of spirit masters. Cece is a person who tends to follow people's influence. Whether she is the City Lord or the Master of Wuhuan Hall, she is too old. She does not want to be with a bad old man. As for Han Yu's talent, he was almost the next dean, so she naturally wanted to seize the opportunity. It's a pity that no matter how attentive she was, Han Yu never looked at her. Research room. As Master Alto distributed Han Yu's theoretical results, these scholars quickly began research. The theory submitted by Han Yu was naturally about low-level soul masters. Of course, he would not plagiarize like Yu Xiaogang. Director Han, one of your theories is that blue-silver grass soul masters can take the path of healing soul masters, but I don't understand. Are there any examples of blue-silver grass soul masters taking the healing route? Yes. Han Yu nodded. The emperor in the blue-silver grass is called the blue-silver emperor. Not long ago, when I was in the Star Forest, although I didn't see the legendary blue-silver emperor, I did. The king of the silver grass clan. Their vines have a healing effect on both soul beasts and humans. A human soul master can still take this path. Han Yu naturally proposed this theory based on Yin's ability. The scholar looked through the detailed experimental report written by Han Yu at the back. After thinking about it for a while, he nodded seriously. This theory has not been put into practice. There was once a blue-silver grass soul master who had reached the 10th level in the academy. Because he had a useless martial soul, he did not want to spend money to absorb soul rings. Later, with the help of Han Yu, he became a healing soul master and is now working in this martial soul hall. If this theory can be promoted, there will be many more doctors on the mainland. Another scholar asked, Mr. Han, one of your guesses is that 100,000-year soul beast will explode 100,000-year soul bone, and it will still be a soul bone without parts on its body. The second guess is that 100,000-year soul ring soul bone will provide 2 soul skills. Do you have any evidence? Conjectures are necessary to provide research directions for future generations. Han Yu didn't have any better ideas, so he simply chose this wild guess. Of course, in his case, these conjectures are conclusive. He possesses a 100,000-year-old soul ring and soul bones, and both of them provide 2 soul skills. He didn't dare to talk about this. After thinking about it, he said, I have read it in an ancient book, but I am not sure. So, I want future generations to give me an answer. Chapter 20 Disgraceful. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After a long debate, scholars finally agreed that Han Yu's theory had practical effects. Director Han, you are really young and promising. Alto congratulated. Han Yu chuckled and said, Master Alto's words are serious. The origin of these theories cannot be separated from the collection of books you provided. Being able to research new theories from books is Director Han's own strength. By the way, according to the tradition in the palace, Director Han, I can introduce you to Wuhandian Academy as a teacher. Alto, you actually poached people in front of me. Pei Feng said angrily. At the same time, he seemed to have a different idea in his mind. After returning to the academy, in the dean's room, Pei Feng took the initiative and said, Director Han, when you came back a few days ago, I felt that your aura had improved a lot. It seems that you have got a great opportunity. Hey, my temple, for you it's a bit smaller after all. Han Yu stood aside and said nothing. Pei Feng looked out the window, with some yearning in his eyes. The sky is high enough for birds to fly, and the sea is wide enough for fish to jump. Director Han, Douluo continent is too big, you are still very young, you need to go out and see more. I haven't yet. If you are too old to move, Lao Su and I can still support you here at the academy. If you want to leave someday, just let me know in advance. Dean, thank you for your care over the years. Han Yu bowed slightly. No need to thank me, you deserve this. Go see Lao Su when you have time. That guy has been idle for so long. Let him prepare. After you leave, the college will still need him to do work. Must. After saying that, Han Yu just wanted to retreat, but at this moment, Teacher Huang walked in angrily. Dean, Director Han, this Yu Xiaogang is simply lawless. When Teacher Yi was in class, he forcibly interrupted the class and even wanted to drag Teacher Yi to treat his disciple. After hearing this, Pei Feng was a little embarrassed. He had seen everything Yu Xiaogang had done over the years, but because of his face, he did not drive him away. Is Teacher Yi okay? Han Yu asked. Teacher Huang shook his head. It's okay. Fortunately, several other teachers and I found out early and drove Yu Xiaogang away. Otherwise, we don't know what extraordinary actions Yu Xiaogang would make. He Xiaogang told me that he will leave at the end of this semester. Director Han, you go and do your work. I will talk to Xiaogang. As expected, Yu Xiaogang was living a very comfortable life. After thinking about it, Han Yu decided to teach him some lessons. When he returned to the dormitory area, he felt relieved when he saw that Yi Lingling was fine. However, there are some issues that he should think about. After he leaves the academy, it won't be a problem to fool around with Yi Lingling. Yi Lingling is old enough to eventually participate in the Soul Master competition. He must either form a team by himself or go to an academy with a ready-made team. We can't let Shrek and this bunch of rotten fish win the championship of the Soul Master competition. Compared to joining other colleges, Han Yu felt that it would be better to form a team by himself. Joining other colleges will ultimately be restricted by others, but to establish his own college, he does not have enough personnel and financial resources. After much thought, Han Yu still couldn't make up his mind. It was getting late, and Yu Xiaogang's good days were coming to an end. In the dormitory, Yu Xiaogang clenched his right hand into a fist and slammed it on the desk. I'm so angry that these damn guys actually complained first. That he was very dissatisfied with Pei Feng talking to him, and he even had a big quarrel with him. Suddenly, the lights in the dormitory flickered for a while, then went out completely. Before Yu Xiaogang could figure out the situation, his eyes suddenly went dark and he fainted. The next morning, in the central passage of Nodding City, the naked Yu Xiaogang was tied to a stone pillar beside him. Ah, you are playing a hooligan. As the girl's exclamation sounded, the eyes of many people in the square were attracted. Yu Xiaogang also woke up amidst the noise of the crowd. Who is this old boy? He has no shame and plays so fancy in public. Many old women said with a smile. However, when their eyes glanced at Yu Xiaogang's body, they showed disdain. Today happens to be the weekend holiday at Nodding College. Many students left the college early in the morning and wanted to spend a pleasant weekend in the city. The large crowd of onlookers in the square quickly attracted their attention. Isn't that the notorious master in the academy? He did what he did today and actually ran away in public. The humiliating sounds from the crowd made Yu Xiaogang furious. Asshole, let me down. I'm not running away. I'm being framed. Let me go. His voice was nothing compared to the noise in the crowd. Many Nodding College students even detailed Yu Xiaogang's crimes in public and said that he deserved it. You little bastards, don't fall into my hands, or I'll kill you. Yu Xiaogang's eyes were spitting fire. However, the rope on his body was too strong and he couldn't break free at all. With his behavior, I'm afraid he just sat back and watched his crimes. He is indeed a heinous person. What happened in the city soon spread to the college. As soon as Han Yu entered the office, the teacher told the news with a smile. It was him who did this. How could he not know? However, he didn't just do this. Last night, he poured a lot of water into Yu Xiaogang. Let's see how long he can last. Oh my God. You are so old, you are not ashamed at all. Yu Xiaogang tried his best to turn away, but unfortunately, there were people in all directions and he couldn't avoid them. Xiaosan, come and save me. Yu Xiaogang screamed crazily in his heart. Unfortunately, because of the holiday today, Tang San and Xiao Wu did not practice at night, but covered themselves with a quilt. When I learned about Yu Xiaogang, it was already too late. They rushed to the square. and Yu Xiaogang had been arrested by the city guards. "Xiaosan, please save me, Xiaosan." Seeing the familiar face, Yu Xiaogang shouted quickly. Xiao Wu hid behind Tang San, afraid that Yu Xiaogang would call her name. Tang San clenched his fists and said angrily, Who made the teacher do this? "Third brother, don't be impulsive. Let's go back to the college to find the dean first. As long as the dean comes forward, master will be fine. Teacher, wait for me." After saying this, Tang San quickly ran back to the academy. Xiao Qinyu, the son of the Lord of Notting City, studied at Notting College a few years ago. As soon as Yu Xiaogang was arrested, the Lord's mansion sent someone to notify Pei Feng. City Lord Xiao Zhan patted Pei Feng on the shoulder and said with a smile, "Dean Pei, your college is quite in the limelight this time." Pei Feng said with a bitter look on his face, "Stop teasing me. This Yu Xiaogang is really shameless. My old face has been completely embarrassed by him. Hey, from now on, he has nothing to do with our college."